Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new elite family of woods and irons from Callaway.
So good start to the week for sure. A couple bogeys at the end, but I know it was playing tougher. What was clicking for you overall today?
A lot of stuff. It's crazy to say you left some out there when it's windy, but I mean, I don't want to say that because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to hit shots that you wish you could have over or putts that you had over. But all in all, I kept it together. The last, number 8 was playing brutally hard today, and 9, the wind just off the left. I couldn't get it started far enough left and made bogeys there. But you take those 2 out of the round and just sprinkle them somewhere else. I'm feeling good.
Was there anything early week that you honed in on in your game or technique or mechanical or mental that you focused on?
Yeah, I did a little bit of a setup change, and mentally I just tried to shed everything. I just felt like I was thinking a lot, trying to think about what I was thinking about and trying to just be as precise as possible mentally, and that was just really getting in the way. And so I just tried to drop everything, shed it, and just try to go play golf. And it worked today. It's hard to do. I was pleased with how I did it today, so hopefully I can keep doing it.
So in those lines, it's to be like more instinctual and kind of not like when thoughts come in, just try to revert. Or how would you describe that in terms of shedding it and how that applies out there?
We have so many goals in golf, and when you're not doing what you want to do, you try to adjust to where you are and everything. And I just kind of today just felt like my goal was to try to be as honed in on the shot as possible, whether it's the wind, whether it's the lie, the break, the speed, whatever. Just think about only those things and not anything about what I'm thinking about. And mentally we try to tell ourselves what to do and how to do it. And today I just tried to be extremely simple and think about golf, and it worked.
Why do you think
it is? I don't know. I think it's a better hole at that tee. That brings the bunker into play more, and you have some options. If the wind's pretty much straight off the left today, so if you get a down gust, you can cover the bunker. But if you get an into the wind gust, it's going to be in the bunker, which makes you think about laying back. And then the more you lay back, the longer club you got into that pin. You just got to start it so far left. You almost have to start it over the trees, closer to 10, just to keep it in the fairway, and that's what makes it tough. Yeah, you could clear the bunker when the tees are up, and it was the fairway's wider and you have less club in.
Why do you think you're a horse for this course?
I think I've had 7-ish good rounds here out of a lot, so I wouldn't necessarily say that. I just would think that it's more demanding off the tee and more demanding into the greens. I feel like that's my strength, and I think that's why I've played okay here. I played great for 3 rounds last year, but I think it's more the tee to the green aspect, making sure you hit it in the fairway and making sure you hit it on the green.
How did you process that final round?
I didn't. I still think about it. It's still definitely in the back of my mind, and I want it to stay there for hopefully, for the rest of my career, to kind of motivate me to remember what it feels like when you let those kind of nerves get in your way. And a round like today feels like the opposite of that. So processing it, I guess, is something that I want to keep, to always have it in the memory banks of like, this is what not to do. And you look at a lot of guys in their careers, everybody has a few of those, and that was mine.
How'd it go out there today?
It was good. Not a great start. I bogeyed my first 2 and was hitting it kind of everywhere, but I think it was just cold and early. Then I kind of settled in and started playing pretty good. Rolled the putter really good, so I was happy with that. But it's getting difficult. We had about a 9-hole stretch of no wind, which was very nice, but it's starting to ramp up, so it'll be tricky this afternoon.
Do you feel like your wave was the fortuitous wave this week?
It's looking like it. Obviously, everything could change. Weather is just a guess, but the forecast is looking like, yeah, definitely so. This morning it was very calm, so that was helpful, and now it's not. So, and I think it's supposed to get worse.
And do you kind of your second year on tour, do you feel in any ways more comfortable kind of just as you go through courses and preparation? And are there any like little, just I guess in teeing it up and just working?
Yeah,
through?
definitely so. I mean, I showed up Tuesday night. I flew in late because I just wanted a couple days off after the players. So I was comfortable with this course. I played last year. I wasn't really worried about it. Just played the Pro-Am, played 9 holes. So, yes, definitely a lot more comfortable seeing the courses for the second time. It's nice not having to learn a whole course in one day.
So, like last year, you wouldn't have wanted to do that. You would have felt compelled to get here.
Right, especially this place, the back 9. I didn't play the back 9 in practice here this week. And not seeing that before would be a little tricky with some of those tee shots. But now that I know what I'm supposed to do, I felt confident doing that.
All right, Stephen, great finish and a nice round to start. Talk us through 18 and just how that hole played out.
Yeah, I hit it. It's a really hard tee shot for me with this wind off the left because I don't have enough room to start it left with the driver. So I try to hit a little low one, and it fed to the right after it hit the wind. So I got an awful lie on the right rough. I think I only had like 150, and I try to hit it in that front bunker, to be honest with you. That's the only play I had. So I knew the bunker shot wasn't terribly difficult. But obviously, making that is a bonus. I would have taken par any day of the week. So that was definitely a nice way to finish.
What particular in your game was working well today?
Honestly, I felt like my entire game felt pretty solid. I kept the ball in play. I hit some nice tee shots on some of the harder holes, and when I did get off the fairway, I try to get myself as easy as pars as possible. Did a good job with that. Chipped nicely. Overall, just solid round.
Is there anything early week that you worked on or tweaked or focused on in your preparation?
I drove it pretty poorly last week at the Players, so I put a little effort in this week on some setup stuff, and it felt really nice today, so I'm happy with it.
How do you perceive this course or feel about it, I guess, now compared to earlier in your career? Do you feel like it sets up better or the same? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those golf courses that if you're hitting it good and you're hitting it straight, you can make a lot of birdies. Maybe not with the wind, but if it's calm, you can make some birdies. The greens are really good. The rough is literally the thickest I've ever seen it here. I had a line 1, our first hole, that I tried to hit a 9-iron and it went about 100 yards. So it's really thick in some spots, especially in the morning when it's dewy. It gets wet. I mean, it's thick. So it's a nice test this week. Obviously, with the wind today and tomorrow, it'll be a nice test. And then once it gets firmed up on the weekend, it'll be the same.
The wind is supposed to pick up this afternoon. How will the course? In what ways will the course play more difficult just with that wind?
I mean, yeah, it's wind, Kev. No, it's one of those golf courses. It's a lot of crosswinds, I feel like, and these fairways aren't really the widest. And with the rough being thick, you're struggling with par, even on the par 5s. I'd be interested to see some of those par 5s probably played pretty hard today. So it's one of those golf courses. If you hit good drives and you can get pretty close, but if you're in some trouble, you can make a couple, 3, 4, 5 bogeys in a row easily.